Well, with 67 days until the next hurricane season, it's time for Seminole County to update its flood management plan for the first time in 5 years. Emergency management says it's critical to get the most accurate picture of what you could be dealing with where you live. News 6's Catherine Silver shows us how it will get you results.
This is the lowest spot in this area. You see where we are right now. Everywhere around is up. This was the spot.
Imagine this property off Orange Boulevard, not as an empty lot.
We're in a deficit right now and the ground is moist.
But a home with water inside.
I want to say I was in the garage about here.
It happened not once, but multiple times.
This poor family would call me in an afternoon and say, I'm flooding again.
Which is exactly why the county bought this land in 2012 and made sure it won't be built on again.
It was more of a benefit for the insurance companies, for Seminole County, for the state of Florida, for the resident to move them out and to return this back to the floodplain.
When there's a storm like Hurricane Ian in 2022, there's the first disaster that happens fast and then the slow aftermath where it can take months or years to recover.
We've had 4 100-year floods in the last 7 years, floods that aren't supposed to happen for 100 years. We've had 4 of them.
But it doesn't just take a hurricane to flood a home.
We know that we're seeing more water. We know that we're seeing more issues with flooding.
Anyone can see the risk where they live by typing in their address on the Federal Emergency Management Agency's website. But Seminole County's emergency manager, Alan Harris, says it's not always the full picture. These maps are often older, which can make flooding even more difficult to predict with changes in development, stormwater infrastructure, and climate. Even if you didn't live in a flood zone before, you may live in one now. Is there a growing number of people who are at a flood risk?
That is what our current basin studies trying to show us. From those basin studies, we're already getting projects that can be implemented to make our community more resilient to floods.
Harris says it's why Seminole County must keep finding ways to understand the hazard and reduce the risk. This week, there will be a public meeting as the county plans ahead to better manage the floodplain.
This meeting will be looking at those basin studies and then from those basin studies, identifying what the next 5-year strategy will look like.
It's information that not only helps them make decisions, but you too.
We know that you know your neighborhood better than us.
Before the next storm hits.
So if you have an area that this is a strategy we want to look at, this particular area in my community, we want to hear that because that can go to a project, which can go to a remedy, which can go to resilience.
And ultimately get results.
Absolutely.
In Seminole County, Catherine Silver, Getting Results, News 6.
Catherine, thank you. And you can give your feedback in person tonight if you'd like. The meeting starts at 5:30 in Lake Mary. We have all the information at clickorlando.com.